Hey guys, Cole here. Welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. Guys, there's no news today or anything that I want to cover, but we do have news from the actual company, which I'd like to draw your attention, talk about it a little bit, and see if you guys can help and just talk about the game in general. So guys, today we did have some communication by Cyrilla. Cyrilla is the community manager for Raid since I became part of the content creator program, right? And they finally responded today with a big message right here. You probably saw it if you do have Discord. If not, it's all over their social pages on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, I think. So I think it's everywhere posted the same kind of message, basically explaining the impact that this situation in Ukraine had to the whole company, like a company being of 700 plus employees throughout Ukraine, and all of them having to relocate or hide in the underground, or some of them are already in Poland. So the situation is dire over there in terms of both their personal safety, but also in terms of the game stability, all right, the game impact. And they do mention right here that they do have some teams available to keep some of the events going, but obviously major updates and feature development will be basically on pause. And I don't know how long that's gonna be. Honestly, the game as you see it, guys, is a big part and a combination of skills from all over. You've got the programming side, the development for that. You've got the development of the content, which I guess it takes a whole other kind of development. You got the heroes development, which takes, the 2D and the 3D artists, and they put in a lot of work, especially for the newer heroes. They want to make them attractive. They want to make them look nice, and that's what keeps drawing players to the game through their ads and their marketing. And you guys know on how good the game looks compared to everything else in the market, and it's been like this since the game was out. The game was out and it was a success because the majority of players say the other games in existence just do not match Raid. And it's a reality. I've played multiple games before. I tried to see if it's gonna be a Raid killer. Many of them try to have good content, but they never had anywhere close to the amount of the beauty in terms of the graphics. And that comes largely, I think, because of the developing teams, the art developing teams over there in Ukraine. And I just wanted to show you guys that the impact here in Ukraine is big, because their big office right here was in Kharkiv, okay? And Kharkiv is right next to Russia. So, it definitely, this area got impacted the most compared to anywhere else from their offices. They got offices here in Odessa, which is very close to Crimea. And then they also have offices in Lviv and another place, I think, I was looking at it right here, Odessa, Lviv, and Kiev, of course, and Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. So all of their offices right here, they got 8 offices that they advertise, 2 of them in the US, 1 in Israel, which is their HQ. I don't know if that's for tax purposes. They got 1 in Russia, but 4 of them, which is the big part of their teams, are in Ukraine. So, the game is impacted, and I don't know what that's gonna mean for the game. Honestly, I'm a little bit worried in terms of the game side. Of course, I want the best for everybody there to be safe. Like, the game is the least of their concerns, and it should be the least of their concerns, or like going back to work should be the last thing that they should have in their heads right now. But strictly from the game side, I don't see how this can be the game can be developed and pushed like it was before, without having the whole teams relocated somewhere else, hopefully to a safer place, and then having them go back to work. It's gonna take months, and I don't mean like a month from now everything's gonna be back to normal. Best case scenario in my head, by the end of summer or the beginning of summer, somewhere there, the best case scenario, like everything is resolved. And they did post that there are some links right here, which I will post down in the comments below, guys, if you guys want to donate. And while I was reading that, I thought to myself of League of Legends. If you ever played League of Legends in the past, you know that they usually put out packs when something happens for the Red Cross or for COVID, they put out packs of skins for their in-game characters. So I think Raid would have been great if they put up a pack in the shop here, have something that is, you know, reasonable, not like the usual, you know, pricing. Have something that's reasonable, lower price, not $50. Have something be $10, $20, or go all the way up to 100. So it's, you know, multiple different pricing so that people can actually buy it depending on their budget, and everybody can feel like they're contributing. And what those packs do, guys, and I'll show you, is these packs. And the most recent one I could find from League of Legends. I don't play this game so much anymore, so I don't follow everything. But they did post for COVID, for example. They put up the doctor skins within the game, and 100% of the proceeds were actually donated. 100% of the proceeds from all of these skins and everything in game were donated for, you know, COVID. And I mean, I think the community out there, and I'm guessing you guys, the viewers as well, would be open to something like this, like a pack that is reasonably priced. And if they knew that 100% of those proceeds would go to help the, you know, the Ukraine government or everybody there who is currently suffering, that would be great for the game. In terms of everything else, guys, I even if they said that the game is currently being, you know, kept alive by the Lviv team right here. The Lviv team is a very small studio compared to everywhere else. So they had about 60 specialists, and then the customer support. So about 200 or so people, no developers really in there compared to everywhere else. But of course, the things that we read right here on the website is not, you know, the reality of how everything works for Plium. And definitely people were, I guess, were requested to go there, and if they could, to help out with work. But obviously, again, work should be their least of their concerns. Their safety and their family safety should be first, and that's what I would do 100%. I would give zero care about work if something like this was going on to my country at the moment. All right. So this office is quite small, and we see it from today, guys. We usually have the 10x going on for the CVC. It's like every time we have a CVC, we got used to having that 10x. We would always complain, but it was their marketing strategy to push for very solid champions coming out of the you know, out of the portal. For the CVC, we would have a void, and we would have a good one out of sacred for the 2 days that it would go on. But I'm guessing those were based on what players were searching and everything. So it wasn't something that was planned long before this happened. Okay, so I'm guessing these are planned on a weekly basis, and that's why we didn't have this pop up today, and we won't have it, I'm guessing, tomorrow. So everything else, like the 2x and the 10x that we have on rotation, I think those will be there, and it's very easy for those to be programmed into the game. But, you know, the other stuff, okay, fixing bugs, fixing the arena. I didn't notice a server restart yesterday when it's Monday. Usually they do server restarts. Who knows, guys? Who knows what the future of Raid is going to be? I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments on what you think, how this will impact Raid. They also mentioned some issues with payment processing. I don't know. I haven't bought a pack for a while now, but I think this relates to more for the Russians who play the game, and they pay with Russian ruble, and they disabled that because the Russian ruble now, it's just going down every single day, which means, you know, the pricing of the packs is going to be very different. So that's why they disabled it. And also, I'm guessing the ability to pay for Russians in general is affected because of the restrictions, I think, from the credit cards and everything that's going on right there. So the game is impacted for sure. I don't know how long this is going to be. Me, as part of a content creator, I'm not a political content creator, so I don't want to be covering this part of the game so much. So I think this will be the last video that I'll ever post, and hopefully the next video that I will be posting is that everybody's safe and things will be getting back together to normal, and that will be my next video that I will post about the whole thing. Guys, if you want to support, I'll leave down the comments below. I would love the game to actually put out a pack like that. That's gonna motivate people more than anything to actually also play the game and also show their support in you know, in two ways. So definitely That would be great from the developing side in terms of supporting Ukraine in general. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, subscribe if you haven't already. I know some of you guys still watch my videos without being subscribed. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.